Oh boy. How you guys doing tonight? What's going on? How you guys feeling? Oh boy. No alcohol for me tonight, although I kind of need one. Drinking what's left of my rock star. Let me know what you're drinking in the chat. Let me know how the mic and everything's sounding and looking. Appreciate everybody that's here, or if you're joining later, or if you're going to be watching later. I really appreciate you guys. Um, at least this was a better effort by the Suns. I guess we can start with that, but we can also start with me chugging my rock star. Cheers. Ah, delicious. Oh boy. I don't even know where to begin with this one, you guys. I just know this is that the NBA playoffs are right around the corner. I think the last day of the NBA season is April 9th. And we have what, 37 wins? Yeah, 37 wins. And I'm not like worried that we're not going to make the playoffs. But I guess I'm just worried of where we're going to be when the playoffs start. And if you guys haven't been paying attention, the Western Conference is pretty damn good. And the playoff race, especially the play-in tournament, is nuts right now. And I've said this so many times before, and I will say it again. Do not be surprised if the Oklahoma City Thunder make the play-in tournament. Don't be surprised if the stinky Lakers make the play-in tournament. The West is really tight. The West is really good. And the Suns have now lost three really important games against three really solid teams. Yes, even the Sacramento Kings are a great team, as we saw. And the schedule doesn't get easier. I'm not panicking, but this loss was something else. Last night's loss sucked, and the loss against the Kings was a game I sort of low-key really wanted to win because I knew how good the Kings were. We lost 3 straight. And I don't know. I really don't know what to say. So let's go ahead and dive into this, y'all. I'm going to try to stay as positive as I possibly can. You guys know me. I try to keep it as positive as I can. I try to keep it as real as I can. I'm going to tell you guys what I saw, my takeaways, my positives, because there really wasn't that many positives from last night's game, but there was a little bit more positives in this game. What is up with those third quarters, man? The Suns had a great third quarter again. This goes back to even when we had Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. This goes back to just the Suns playing solid basketball for 40 out of 48 minutes. If I'm Monty Williams right now, that's what I'm preaching. Like, this team needs to, from the jump, just play Phoenix Suns basketball and not let their foot off the gas. Like last night, like we got absolutely dominated in the first quarter. And then, you know, we had a pretty decent second quarter, and then we bounced back in the third, and then we blew it in the fourth quarter. Sort of like tonight. We had a great third quarter. And then, you know, late in the fourth quarter, we blew it. And look, you guys, this is a game where the most points wins the game. And maybe on the exception of a small resurgence from Campaign and, you know, a pretty good performance from Booker, and I guess I'll throw Ayton in there a little bit. We need some scorers, man. Like, you can't win this game if we can't score. Shout out to Matt Peterson on Twitter. He's a great follow. He tweeted this out at the end of the game. Booker plus Ayton, 49 points, 22 for 47 shooting, which is good enough for 46.8%. Everybody else, 55 points, 19 for 8. Excuse me. Everybody else, 55 points, 19 for 48 from the field, 39%. Booker was held for 0 for 2 shooting over the final 8+ minutes. Drew Holiday is Devin Booker's kryptonite. He's one of them. There's not many people in this league that can really bother or shut down or contest, or again, I'll say the word bother, but Drew Holiday is one of them. Kind of like last time how we played the Bucks. Like at the late in the game, Booker drove in, tried to play hero ball, and Holiday smacked it out of his hand, and that kind of led to the loss last time we played the Bucks. In this game, there were just so many possessions where Drew Holiday was just locking up Booker, giving him no room to breathe, playing great defense on him, bothering him. He's just one of Booker's kryptonites. Everybody in the league has one. Yes, even Giannis, who we are going to talk about. There is a couple rare Giannis stoppers out there. But this game was rough. Both teams were on a back-to-back. The biggest lead at one point for the Bucks was 16. The Suns were on a 6-0 run. Going into halftime, the Bucks were still up 9. Devin Booker absolutely cooked in the third quarter. I think I saw someone bring up that he had 17 in the third quarter and was 7 for 10 from the field. In 9 minutes, he had 11 points and shot 5 for 9 in the third quarter. Cameron Payne sort of brought the Phoenix Suns back. He had like back-to-back threes, and I think Jock Landale had that dunk. And the Suns were only down like 3. And then all of a sudden, the Bucks scored 8 unanswered points. And as I mentioned, there was just late points for the Bucks in late in the fourth. And then Booker was held 0 for 2 in the final 8 minutes. We just need more scorers on this team. And that's crazy to say because, I mean, obviously Kevin Durant's out, but like we got a Terrence Ross, we got a TJ Warren, and I don't know if those guys even contributed tonight. So let's look at the stats. Let's dive into the numbers here. Suns lose 116-104. We're going to the box score. We'll start with the Suns. Suns' leading scorer, obviously, was Devin Booker. 30 points, 13 for 27. He only hit 1 3. I don't know what's up with the Suns' three-point shooting. I really don't. Torrey Craig, Ish Wainwright, both went, Torrey Craig was 2 for 4 from 3. Ish Wainwright was 2 for 5 from 3. And Cam Payne, like I said, he just exploded, I think, in the third quarter and maybe a little bit in the fourth quarter. Cam Payne, 13 points, 3 threes, 3 for 5, 4 for 9 from the field, 13 points. Those 13 points were huge. So my point being is that with all due respect to Cam Payne and to Torrey Craig and to Ish Wainwright, if those are your 3-point leaders, I don't know if more threes need to start going up or if we need to get Devin Booker some more space so that he can launch the threes, or if Kevin Durant just needs to come back immediately. Because again, Cameron Payne was your leader tonight in 3 points made with 3 threes. Booker only had 1. And I think it came like in the third quarter. Someone fact check me on that. Like the threes got to start flying. And since we talked about Cam Payne, we got to play his drop because without Cam Payne's 13 points, I don't know what the final score is because he was absolutely huge. He brought us those points and that energy and just that spark that we really needed. So shout out to Cameron Payne. And that's sort of my point, you guys. Like, we need guys like Cameron Payne to get going consistently night in and night out. We just need it, man. Let's keep going down the list here. We all know how great Devin Booker's been as of late. 30 points, 43 minutes tonight, 13 for 27 from the field. He had 3 assists and 2 steals. However, he had 5 turnovers and 4 personal fouls. I could rant all day about the officiating, and we're going to dive into it. The officiating has been horrific, especially on the Suns as of late. Booker's got to stay out of foul trouble, and he's got to be careful turning the ball over. And it's I don't want to give him unrealistic expectations, but like either he needs to be better or the Suns, or he just needs more help. Like I mentioned, as Matt Peterson pointed out on Twitter, Booker and Ayton combined for 49 points tonight, 22 for 47 from the field. Like they need help. The bench has to step up. Devin Booker cannot do it all. He can't. So shout out to Devin Booker. Let's play his drop because he's earned it, especially the past 5 to 6 games. Devin Booker has been amazing.
Devin Armani Booker.
I don't want to pick on DeAndre Ayton here, but DeAndre Ayton's got to be better. And I'm not really just talking statistically because we know he's going to put up like 20 and 10. You know what I mean? And he's been playing fine as of late, but he's just got to be better, especially against certain bigs in the league, like a Brook Lopez, for example, or a Jonas Valanciunas, or a Giannis, or who else does he struggle against? Like a Steven Adams. He's got to be better. And even Eddie Johnson, former Suns player, current broadcaster, even he pointed it out. Like DeAndre Ayton needs to work on his hands. He just does. Like he, for some reason, either doesn't have his hands up and is ready to catch the ball. Eddie Johnson pointed this out on the broadcast. He either needs to put his hands up at all times, ready to catch the ball, or he just needs to work on his hands, work on catching the damn ball. And another thing he needs to get better at is, and Mark Jackson brings this up. This was my next point. I tweeted out a video about this. Mark Jackson says Ayton stood around today. Unfortunately, he had a bad game. There was one play where I think Josh Okogie or somebody took it in and he missed. And then Ayton had the ball kind of in the corner and he had space. Ayton just stood there, froze, and he made a dangerous pass to Devin Booker, who somehow caught it. Thank God it wasn't a turnover. And then I think Booker drove in and passed it to Ayton and he missed and it was a turnover. And it was just a terrible possession. But it wasn't just that. We've seen so many games where just Ayton struggles to catch the ball, man. And it's a little frustrating. And again, we could talk for hours about this. I could debate and we could have discussions and all that. There's the people that are like, DeAndre Ayton needs to get the ball more. And that's fair. That's understandable. I get it. Because we've seen what Ayton can do when he gets the ball, when he's fully engaged. You know, he's an excellent mid-range shooter. He really can hit the mid-range. We saw a couple of those mid-ranges tonight. But if Ayton's going to get the ball, he needs to do something with it. You can't just freeze and make dangerous passes and turn the ball over when you're surrounded by Brook Lopez and Giannis. By the way, random thought here. Don't be surprised if Brook Lopez wins Defensive Player of the Year, and I'm not even joking. Like, do your homework. He's in the conversation. Brook Lopez, he's been doing this a long time, and he's had a great season this year. So DeAndre Ayton's got to be better. Again, even though him and Booker combined for 49 points, Ayton he played 25 minutes tonight, 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 turnovers, 8 for 19 shooting. You know, maybe there's a side of me that wanted to see him get a little bit more minutes, maybe a few more touches, but when you have defenders on you like a Brook Lopez and Giannis and all that, I don't know how effective Ayton can be. So pretty rough night for Ayton, in my opinion. And again, I mean, just look at the numbers, you guys, just really not much help. And I am going to talk about Torrey Craig in a little bit. I mean, Josh Okogie plays his heart out every game. 35 minutes tonight, 8 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. He played pretty well, but not really that like super productive Josh Okogie that we've seen like in the past couple weeks. But he plays his heart out. But 1 for 5 shooting is not going to get it done either. Although he did get to the free throw line 6 times tonight, so that's pretty good. And then again, just we're going to talk about Torrey Craig in a minute, but like Chris Paul, 11 points, 8 assists, 2 steals, not really going to get it done. He was 5 for 11 from the field. Ish Wainwright only had 8 points. He had 2 blocks too. But 3 for 6 from the field, 2 threes made. TJ Warren, 6 minutes, 0 points. Bismack Biyombo, 0 points. Jock Lindell had a surprising 12 points off the bench. And then Terrence Ross, 0 for 3, 11 minutes, 0 points. Damian Lee did not play. Darius Baisley didn't play. Like, we got to get some scoring. And I've seen a couple comments and people on Twitter, oh, it's because Kevin Durant didn't play. Kevin Durant's not out there. And that makes sense. I get it. But that's also what's really scary about this team is, like, if Kevin Durant's not out there, like we saw last night, like, what are we going to do, man? Like, I'm serious. Like, Devin Booker's going to have to put up MVP performances every single night for us to even get out of the first round. We're going to need that DeAndre Ayton that we saw in the finals run, before the finals, like during the playoffs. We're going to need that DeAndre Ayton every night. We're going to need a vintage Chris Paul in the playoffs every night if KD's not out there. We're going to need our damn bench to actually get some points, like a campaign spark for what? He had 13 points tonight or 12 points tonight, whatever it was, 3 threes every single night. We're going to need that spark off the bench. We need more consistency off the bench, and we're not getting that. I do want to talk about Torrey Craig. And first off, keep in mind that I think he took a little bit of a beating in the Sacramento Kings game. I really want to point that out. I remember he was, banged up a little bit. Forgot exactly what happened. He might even took a few hits in the Warriors game. He didn't have the best game against the Warriors. But as I tweeted on Twitter, I take back everything I said. I take back anything I've said bad about Torrey Craig. And here's why. And it's not really just this play, but this was what started the conversation. And by the way, this tweet went a little quote viral, sort of, not really. This tweet kind of exploded. Giannis did this to Torrey Craig, and I know you all saw it, and it's worth talking about. Let me just make sure I can get, yeah, that's better. Let me lower this real quick, and then we will watch this highlight. You guys already know what this is. So check this out. Giannis driving in, fast break, and just throws his shoulder, throws his elbow, throws his arm into Torrey Craig, and it's a foul on the Suns. And I even tweeted it out. I said, this is a foul on the Suns. Look at that. And Kevin Ray, the Suns broadcaster, was even pretty upset about that. Look at that, man. That was a foul on the Suns. And I had Bucks fans in my mentions, sounding like NBA experts, sounding like officiating referee experts. Oh, here's why this was a foul on Torrey Craig, and Giannis can't be touched. Giannis didn't get his first foul until like late in the third quarter. And if this is a foul on Torrey Craig, then I don't know, man. Like, I guess Giannis can average 100 points from here on out, because if you touch Giannis, if Giannis is allowed to literally drive in and throw an elbow, throw a shoulder, and just, stiff arm players to the ground, then he should be averaging 100 points per game. I'm sorry, but that was not a foul to me. Or it should have been a foul on Giannis, is what I'm trying to say. And then it wasn't just that. Bally Sports posted the video of Torrey Craig getting what we assume is teeth knocked out. I don't know if that's actually been confirmed, but there was that video of Craig, like he lost a tooth. I think he took an elbow or a fist or whatever, or a hand to the face, and lost some teeth tonight. So I guess my point being with Torrey Craig here was he took a beating in Sacramento. He's taken a beating a lot. He's took charges throughout the whole season. Took a beating in Sacramento, was a little banged up last night, and tonight took that stiff arm from Giannis and then lost some teeth. So even though he hasn't been playing great as of late, Torrey Craig deserves a nice round of applause. He deserves his flowers. He deserves credit. He needs some icy hot, I'll tell you that much, because he definitely got banged up tonight. And that was just unacceptable. And again, Giannis not getting his first foul until like late in the third is just unacceptable. and just the officiating in just so many other areas of the game was just sad, man. Like, I hope that the NBA goes back and looks at some of these calls. They're not going to, because they never do. Like, some of the worst officiated Suns games have never been looked at, or, you know, you can just tell the refs have it out for the Suns. And I even tweeted out too. I was like, Eddie Johnson needs to go and like talk to these refs after the game, because he was doing he was bringing up great points about, you know, how the refs were officiating and how just some of the calls were very questionable. And I'm like, Eddie Johnson, go talk to the refs, man. Try to get the refs on our side a little bit. I mean, he's not going to do that, but I think that the NBA needs to look over this game. Because, I mean, the way that I look at it is Giannis was going full speed and just stiffed arm Torrey Craig. But Bucks fans look at it like if Torrey Craig stood there and just took the charge, you know what I mean? And just Bucks fans are looking at it like if Torrey Craig like ripped Giannis's arm off or something. I don't get it, man. So yeah, the officiating was terrible tonight. And again, it wasn't just that. There were just so many other calls. And you know, in all fairness, there was a few calls I sort of agree with, but it was just plays like that. Just terrible calls, man. Like Booker got a technical for like talking to the ref. I think I don't even remember, but he got a technical. You know, Giannis has probably never gotten a technical. And I even tweeted this out too. I was like, Monty's got to speak up and get a fine. Like, just have the team pay for it, man. Speak up about these refs. Speak up about the poor officiating, man. Because it's just getting ridiculous at this point. Like, someone's got to take a fine. And look, I'm not saying that like Fred VanVleet, who recently went off on the referees and got fined. I'm not saying like Fred VanVleet should be able to say whatever he wants, or Monty Williams or Devin Booker, or heck, even Giannis should be able to criticize the refs and say whatever they want. But I do believe that Fred VanVleet, you know, post-game interview where he went off on the refs was sort of an eye-opener. And I think more players should do that, even if it looks bad on the franchise and it's a PR nightmare. Who cares? Speak up, man. Like Tim says, the league hates us. Like, you can tell the refs have it out for the Suns. They favor Giannis. They favor Nikola Jokic, et cetera, et cetera. They favor Luka. I just don't get it, man. They favor a Steph Curry. It's ridiculous, bro. I'm just seeing what the media is saying, just in case I'm missing anything. But let's move on here. Real quick. Suns shot 43% tonight, 41 for 95. They only hit 8 threes, 34.8%. I also saw this late in the fourth quarter. The Bucks had 19 second chance points. I don't know what they finished with, but late in the fourth quarter, they had 19 second chance points. Suns only had 7. That's another big takeaway. I mean, they had 19 second chance points. Like, that's unacceptable. That can't happen. The Bucks won the points in the paint battle, 54-39. The Suns had 26 fouls, and we had, let's see, the Bucks had 8 steals and 6 blocks. Both teams had 24 and 23 assists. That seems pretty low for some reason. And the Bucks hit 12 threes, good enough for 30%. Wanted to get those numbers out of the way. Now, just real quick, let's talk about the Bucks. We won't spend too much time on this because we all know that Giannis is unstoppable to guard, especially when he stiffs arm you and it's a foul on us. So the Suns got to the free throw line 14 times tonight. They only missed 2. That's great, right? 87.5% shooting. So the Suns get to the free throw line 14 times, right? Guess how many times Giannis got to the line tonight? Just take a guess. Remember, the Suns had 14 free throws as a team. Well, Giannis got to the free throw line by himself 14 times tonight, and he missed 10. The Bucks as a team got to the free throw line 24 times. Good enough for 65%. Giannis finished the game with a near triple-double, 36 points, 11 boards, 8 assists, 1 block, 11 for 23 from the field. As I mentioned, don't be surprised. Brook Lopez, really good player, might win Defensive Player of the Year. He had 21 and 10 tonight, 2 steals and 1 block. Drew Holiday is a Booker stopper, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Javon Carter hit some big shots tonight. Pat Connaughton played hard. Jay Crowder, who, yes, sort of received mixed reactions during the game. Like, I think there was a tribute video and a nice round of applause, but there was some boos. Him and Booker were talking back and forth. There was one play where Booker drove in, drew the foul, got hit kind of hard, and he kind of like moved Jay out of the way, and they were chirping, and then Booker hit that big shot late at the end of the third. He beat the buzzer on Crowder and then was chirping with him. I don't know. The Bucks are just a really solid team for a reason. I mean, I think they're the first team this season to reach 50 wins. They're 50 and 19. As good as the Denver Nuggets are, who also have lost 3 in a row, by the way, they haven't even reached 50 wins yet. The Bucks are a really good team. Now, again, in all fairness, I don't know how good they are without Giannis. Christopher says, Giannis, Marshawn Lynch, Antetokounmpo. Exactly, man. Like, I don't get how Bucks fans are seeing what Giannis did to Torrey Craig and thinking that it was a foul on Torrey Craig. Like, you legit stiff-armed him, man. Like, I don't get it, man. I don't. I guess I need to put on their glasses and see what they're seeing, because I'm not seeing it, man. So if you guys are wondering, just real quick, the Suns are still in 4th place as of right now, but the Warriors have won 2 in a row. They're 7-3 in their last 10. The Clippers are 5-5 in their last 10. They've won 3 in a row. The Wolves are hanging around. The Thunder jumped up to the 8th seed. Holy crap. It's literally a 3-way tie, 34 wins, 35 losses for the Thunder, Mavericks, and the Lakers. That's insane. The Thunder have won 3 in a row. The Mavericks have lost 3 in a row. The Lakers have won 1, but they're 7-3 in their last 10. The Western Conference is insane right now. And we literally have to win like every game. Like, this is getting crazy, you guys. Thank you to everybody who's in the chat, by the way. I see my guy Roy in here. See my guy Andrew. Thank you guys for all the support. Appreciate everybody that's in the chat. Guys, if you have a question or something, maybe we can get some of you guys on for a couple of minutes. I'll put the invite link in the chat if you guys want to join. But we got to start winning. And look, you guys, the schedule does not get any easier. Do I still have it in here? Let me just screenshot the schedule, and then we will get some of you guys on. That's not the schedule I wanted. Give me a minute here, you guys. We're gonna go over the schedule just real quick. If you guys want, you guys can hop on, give your thoughts, your comments, your concerns, whatever it may be, and then we'll probably wrap it up, because this was just a tough loss. This was just a frustrating loss. So real quick, you guys, our next game is Thursday. So we have 1 day off, and the last game of the NBA season is April 9th. So let me just upload this. I'm sorry I didn't do this sooner. So again, I'll put the link in the chat as well. You guys can join if you guys want to for a couple of minutes, get some of you guys on. Do me a favor though, make sure your internet connection's running pretty well, because we've had issues with that. And just bring your hot takes, bring your questions, bring your concerns. So let me just put these on. So here's the schedule, you guys. Oh, that's not it. That's not even the right game graphic. I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay. So our next game is Thursday, March 16th in Orlando. They're a young, scrappy team. Although I think they've lost a couple of games. They're going to play hard. Then we play Sunday, March 19th versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. We saw how hard they can play. But if they don't have SGA and Jalen Williams, who is a solid rookie, having a great rookie year, I think we might run away with that one. But if they're both playing, I don't know. The Lakers are playing better as of late. Anthony Davis had a huge game tonight. The Kings play really hard. They're second in the West, I believe. Then the Sixers, then the Jazz, then the Timberwolves, then these are all like pretty much playoff teams we're going to be playing besides the Spurs. But if I know the Suns, like I believe I know the Suns, even that Spurs game might be a wild ride. And Kevin Durant's got to come back ASAP. And we have to stay healthy. We absolutely got to stay healthy, you guys. I'm not worried about how we're going to look when Kevin Durant comes back because we saw 3 games of that. We look pretty much unbeatable. We are unbeatable, or we were 3-0 when Kevin Durant was playing. So the invite link is in the chat right now. You guys want to join for a couple of minutes, give your thoughts, your comments, your concerns, your questions. You guys can join. And then we'll probably wrap it up because I've ranted these last 2 games. I feel like these last 2 post-game live shows haven't even been shows. It's just been me ranting about this team. But look, you guys, look at some of these teams that we play throughout the rest of the season. And the NBA season is literally ending soon. Let me lower the ticker real quick. Our last game is April 9th versus the Clippers. I think the NBA season ends April 9th because I think the play-in tournament is like April 11th or like the 17th or something. And just look at some of these teams, you guys. Like, it is going to be a roller coaster. Thank goodness we're still in 4th. Like I mentioned, like the Mavericks were like in 5th. They dropped to like 8th or 9th, and now the Thunder are the 8th seed. This is going to be one of the craziest finishes leading into the playoffs. And I am hoping and praying as just a fan of basketball that we get some of the best playoffs that we've ever seen. And I hope that most teams are healthy throughout the playoffs. And I really mean that because like I've always wanted to see like what a league would look like 90% healthy. And I know that's wishful thinking because that way fans can't be like, oh my gosh, like we didn't have this guy and we didn't have this guy. And that's why we lost the series. Like I want to see a season where like teams are 90% healthy going all in the playoffs. So again, the invite links in the chat if y'all want to join. If not, that's cool too. I'll put it in one more time. You guys just got to connect your phone or your webcam or your microphone. You guys can hop on, ask a couple questions. Please have a good internet connection though, because we've had some issues with that in the past. By the way, you guys, just right now, go ahead and follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. If you guys do that TikTok kind of thing, scan the QR codes. Follow me on Twitter as well at SunsGeek. Here is the little banner. Just follow me on Twitter at SunsGeek. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at SunsGeek on YouTube, or just search SunsGeek and you will find me. So I think that's it, you guys. Looks like not too many people want to join tonight. That's totally cool. I appreciate y'all being here. I pretty much have said everything I've wanted to say. This was just a tough loss. And Torrey Craig is an absolute soldier. And I mean that. Like, I know he's been playing rough. He even hit a 3 tonight, and he seemed like relieved when that 3 went in because it like bounced in and out and then went back in. But Torrey Craig is a soldier. And whether I don't know what you guys think of him, but he truly has been taking a beating out there. And he deserves all the credit, all the round of applause that he can get because he's been playing great. Real quick, for anybody who cares about my thoughts on Jay Crowder, I think that the mixed reactions, which I think was mostly positive, the mostly, cheers and applause for Jay Crowder was fair because he was a big part of this franchise for the past couple of years. I don't think he handled it very professionally with everything that went down, quote, behind the scenes, and the truth will be revealed, and blah, 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 all that stuff he was saying, all that stuff. I don't think he handled that too great. He could have handled it a lot more professionally. I think his trade value dropped. I don't know how he received 5 second-round picks or whatever it may be, but and you know what? As long as he's happy, it seems like the Milwaukee Bucks are really happy that he's there. I mean, Mike Budenholzer was saying some great things about him before the game. He's been a true professional in terms of his time with the Bucks. Again, I think he could have handled the situation a lot better. Did he play hard tonight? I think he did. Him and Booker were going at it. and I wish him the best in his career. It just sucks how things turned out. I hope that he handles situations like that better going forward. But at the end of the day, am I a Jay Crowder fan? A little bit. He has lost a little respect, obviously, but as long as he's happy, and heck, maybe we'll see him in the finals. I mean, I think after tonight, we need a rematch, a Suns Bucks finals. And I really mean that. I mean, think of the great storylines that would register. I mean, obviously, we were 2 games away from an NBA championship against them. Giannis and Booker, Giannis and KD, Drew Holiday and Booker, Chris Paul trying to get that first championship. The Suns as a franchise trying to get that first championship. Crowder against his old team. Just so many great storylines. Javon Carter, who used to play for this team, and just the drama and the tension that a Bucks Suns finals would bring, man. Round 2. Technically it'd be round 3 because we played them in the 1976 finals. If I got that. No, that was the Celtics. I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought it was round 3. I don't know what I'm talking about, but you guys get my point. Anyways, on that note, for anybody who cares, the last couple shows have been a little awkward endings. I was lazy and didn't make an outro for the videos. I made a new outro. Some of these clips might look a little familiar because I've used them in past videos, past end cards and all that. And I made a new intro, and I'm pretty happy with the way that this turned out. So this will be my kind of temporary outro and end card. But before we play this for you guys, once again, do me a favor, get your phone right now and scan that little QR code on the bottom. Follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram, and you can also follow me on Twitter, which is right here. So follow me on Twitter at SunsGeek, or just search SunsGeek. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And with that being said, our next game is against the Orlando Magic on Thursday. It's not going to be easy, but again, they're going to be in the lottery for a reason. I believe they have a very bright future. They have some great talent, and they have lots of young talent, and they play hard. And I believe that they might be a couple veterans, a couple moves, maybe a couple trades away from making the playoffs next year or the year after that. So Thursday will not be easy. And then I believe Sunday we play the Thunder, Wednesday against the Lakers. So stay tuned for more Phoenix Suns content, you guys. Win or lose, Phoenix Suns for life. I appreciate everybody's support, even if you're just watching afterwards. Thank you guys for your support. Crush that like button. Let me know your guys' comments, your thoughts, your concerns, your questions for the Suns going forward. I may not respond to every comment, but I do read all of them. And enjoy this temporary new end card. And once again, you guys crush the like button. I know there's a lot of great Suns content out there, but the fact that you guys keep watching me motivates me to keep going. I love you guys. God bless you guys. Stay safe. And as always, go Suns. Enjoy the new outro.
What's up, Suns?